right, the first round is in the books. That means we are on to the quarterfinals. Bama, Indiana, Oregon, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Georgia, and Miami, Ohio State. Takeo, we're going to start there. The Cotton Bowl in Arlington, Texas on New Year's Eve. Ohio State and Miami. Again, the rematch of the 2002 National Championship. Ohio State, Miami. What's your thoughts?
I got to go with Ohio State. And as much as I love Miami, and I think they can come in and really throw a monkey wrench in the whole system, I believe in Matt Patricia's defense, and he's going to make sure he takes away Malachi Tony on the offensive side from Miami. So I think that's the biggest thing that's going to be taken away. And then also Carson Beck. I believe that Ohio State's defense is going to make Carson Beck turn the football over. I like Ohio State.
Ohio State, true national title contender, talent all over the field, two stud wide receivers, offensive and defensive lines, and now motivated after a loss in that Big Ten final.
Absolutely. They should come in here with their hair on fire, understanding what's at stake here. I think they're going to win the ball game as well. I got Ohio State. I think that Julian Sain is going to understand that he's got to get the ball to those playmakers early and often. And I think, personally, Ohio State has the #1 defense in the country, and it's going to be hard to score points on them if I'm Miami.
Takeo already got to weigh in on Texas Tech and Oregon. That is the Orange Bowl in Miami on New Year's Day. Here is the tell, the tape. 3-0 all-time Oregon is against Texas Tech. Last time they faced off, 2023, Oregon went into Lubbock and won 38-30. Vic, I already heard Takeo say it. What are you picking in this game?
Man, I'm going to be honest, after what I saw tonight, I'm still optimistic about what Oregon can do offensively and Dante Moore and the things that he did. So I'm picking Oregon. I think Oregon has the easiest route to the championship when you look at the brackets, and I'm going Oregon and Dante Moore and that offense.
The interesting thing is Joey McGuire spoke during the week about how last year all the teams that had a bye, they all lost in this round last year. I know you spoke to some people at Georgia. How are they preparing to deal with that this year?
Well, you got to understand this. Kirby Smart, he has this meticulous preparation process that he goes through. Now, here's the difference from last year. A little more mature team last year, younger team this year, banged up this year.
Yeah.
So it's a different approach because now, at this point, they just want to get healthy. They want to. They go through this process of meetings, walkthroughs.
Yes.
Back to meetings, walkthroughs again, and it's highly intensive. But the idea is to put you through these mental hurdles without killing your body. It's late in the season.
Yep.
I mean, they want to make a run. They got to be as fresh as possible.
Champ, staying on you, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, that's also going to be on New Year's Day. Indiana and Alabama. Kurt Signetti used to work at Alabama. Alabama's coach Kalen DeBoer used to work at Indiana. Do you think about these two teams, Indiana, the #1 team in the country, which way do you lean on this one?
Well, based off history, I'd be a little nervous about Alabama if I was Indiana, but Indiana's a different team. I think their defense proved that they could stop some of the top playmakers in the country. They know they got 4 wideouts they got to deal with, and a running game that's trying to get going with Alabama. But I got Indiana.
I'm going Alabama on this one. I think up front, the game is won by the horses up front on both sides of the ball. And what I saw in that game against Oklahoma is they really dominated up front, anchored down, especially defensively, and stopped whatever Oklahoma was trying to do. And I think Mendoza isn't as mobile as Mateer, so he's going to be a sitting duck. And if they can get back into that backfield and cause havoc, I think Alabama's going to do a good job of keeping them intact.
Georgia Ole Miss is going to be the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. That, of course, is on the nighttime of New Year's Day. Gunnar Stockton, they faced off earlier this year. Ole Miss had the lead up 9 going in the fourth quarter, did not score, got outscored 17-0. They always like to say it's hard to beat a team twice. Which way do you lean, Georgia Ole Miss?
How about them dogs,
Damn right.
baby?
Damn right. Let's go.
I always wanted to say that.
There we go.
Sickle, all of that. But no, but look, let's be real. When you look at this matchup, Ole Miss came out and scored the first 5 possessions of the game.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can't play any better. And Lane Kiffin is gone. And I think Lane Kiffin, his superpowers are, yeah, I'll have you prepared, but it's an internal clock that he understands and knows. It's a timeliness that I can call certain plays. He's not there anymore. Can Charlie Weiss Jr., can he replace that? And so, for me, I thought they played the best game that they possibly could. Still came up short. They fell short in the fourth quarter, could not get a stop on the defensive side. I'm picking the Dogs with this one.
Go Dogs.
And Lane Kiffin made himself $250,000 today, which is, you know, like I said, it's a good agent right there.
That's a great agent.
He also tweeted, congrats to all the coaches and players, especially Coach Golding, seeing his two boys on the sideline. Great win today. Beat Georgia in the boot.
What?
Let's take a look at some of our primetime players and who we're looking at for the second round. Champ, I'm going to start all the way to the left there. D'Angelo Pons. You threw this in the group chat. Not a name everyone's talking about. Yeah. Why has he got your attention?
Well, he's 5'9", 170. But let's not get caught up in his stature. The kid is tough. And I'm going to show you 3 plays where he did give up catches. So, young corners, understand, it's okay when a receiver catches the ball. The only thing that matters, you get his ass on the ground. So he is really tough. He reminds me of 2 of my 1999 classmates, a mix of Dre Bly and Antoine Winfield, making plays and tackling. This kid is tough. He's somebody to watch. Now he needs to go think about these 4 names: Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, Ryan Williams, and freshman Lottie Brooks. Because, boy, he got his hands full with Alabama. They are going to be tough. I think he can handle it, though.
We tried to get a campaign to send Jacob Rodriguez to New York. Instead, he won the Nagurski, the Lombardi. I think he won the Butkus as well. Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. Takeo, one of your favorite players in college football.
My favorite player in college football, the stash, Jacob Rodriguez. And let's start with this play here. Smart enough to recognize the tackle and the guard pulling. He gets in the hip pocket, runs down the running back from the backside. And look, this is film study right here. He understands motion coming across. He changes the defense, puts him into a zone. Eyes stay straight ahead, and he knows this receiver is coming back across. He sticks his foot in the ground, comes straight downhill, boom.
And I don't know if he missed a tackle all season.
I don't believe he missed a tackle, but this is probably one of the most impressive ones. Understanding, just having the acumen of understanding the zone concept.
He just knows
reading the play and just jumping it, bro.
Correct.
Like this dude forced fumbles, got interceptions, tackles for losses. It's not by accident he was the player of the year in the Big 12.
Everyone likes to talk about Jeremiah Smith, but Cardinal Tate being mocked right now as a top 5 pick in the NFL draft.
And I don't think he was anywhere close to that coming into the season. I think he was looked at as a solid receiver next to Jeremiah Smith, but boy, has he gotten opportunities and made the best of them all year long. What impressed me the most is him just going deep and high pointing the ball and finishing off impressive catches with touchdowns. But here he is in the slot, which is going to make him that much more touted at the next level. You're going to need to play inside and outside, understanding how to run routes against nickels and safeties. But again, using the leverage, going outside of that linebacker, cutting across the face, and just going up and making plays. We need this in 2 more angles because he just understands how to go up, high point the football, make catches in traffic. Wow. Helmet comes off, still comes down with the football. He just played with a tenacity while Jeremiah was seeing a lot of coverage and seeing a lot of double teams. He really took advantage of his single coverages on the backside.
And the team that Ohio State faced in the Big Ten Championship, Indiana, and Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, 8 total touchdowns, 1 interception in the last 3 games. He took a shot in the beginning of that Big Ten Championship game that I think everyone looked and went, oh no, he might not be back. Brother comes in for 1 snap. He goes back out there and plays a nearly flawless game. Fernando Mendoza, to me, when I hear him talk, gives me Andrew Luck vibes.
Yeah.
Complete brainiac, knows how to diagnose a defense, but also has the physical tools, the mobility to open receivers down the field, and his accuracy is special.
It's really impressive when you watch him throw the football around. He throws it to spots where only his receiver can get it, and if he doesn't get it, it's going to go out of bounds. He's not turning the ball over, and that's what's been most impressive. Him hitting his receivers in stride, on time, especially that last throw to Amari Cooper to win that game a couple weeks ago. That was very, very impressive.
We have some special quarterback play in the final 8 here for the college football playoffs. They're either guys you can rely on or guys like Dante Moore and Mendoza. You go, I could see him being special at the next level as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, look, we are stacked with quarterbacks, but we forgot to mention one guy on that screen, Gunnar Stockton. And he is surrounded by a talented Georgia team, but I've been so impressed with how he's just kept just kept his head on straight, poised throughout the throughout the season, and ready for the playoffs. I'm looking forward to seeing how he handles the pressure going forward, because last year, I'm sure it's one he wants to forget, and getting a win in the playoffs is going to make him forget all about last year and look forward to the next season.